Hey guys, this is Mitchell Buds with the Misunderstood Podcast. I want to thank you for listening to the show and sharing the show with your friends, coworkers, and family, and whoever you run into. It is free, no reason not to share it. You can stream the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, YouTube, Stitcher, and Podbean. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and visit misunderstoodpodcast.com. The show has continued to grow each week, and that is because of you. So we thank you for sharing, and be sure to let us know what you think of the show.
From the Misunderstood Studio, located in Salem, Illinois, this is the Misunderstood Podcast and the Soy of Illinois, Andy Thomason, with Amber Wyrick providing middle ground between the guys. And now, he says everything that he wants to say and everything that you want to say. Mitchell Buds.
Yes. I mean, I think it's been, and I've talked about this before, but there's no reason not to say what you want to say.
No, life's too short.
Yeah.
Say it.
Yeah, I figured all this out in the last couple of years. How are you, Andy?
I'm pretty awesome. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. Amber?
Good. I missed you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we was on a small sabbatical break, whatever you want to call it.
No, we're going through withdrawals.
I was in Los Angeles. God, it was so good to me. Man, I love that place.
I know why you were really there.
Why?
You were checking out the drag queens.
The drag queens.
Huh?
Yeah, I got a story on drag queens. First of all, let's talk about Los Angeles. So Los Angeles is...
your words to me were, it's the best place I've ever visited, or something like that.
Yeah, it's of all the places I've worked, this was the best.
That was it, yeah.
The people, so I have this, you have East Coast, you have West Coast. East Coast is awful. The people are awful.
See, I like the East Coast.
I'm sorry if anybody's listening from the East Coast, but the people I've dealt with, then the West Coast, nobody cares. Everybody's happy. Everybody's walking around happy.
They're open-minded and loving.
I mean, maybe it's something to do with all the marijuana dispensaries.
I feel like several episodes ago you made a comment about Californians, and it was whenever they was having those wildfires.
Oh yeah, no, they're too laid back.
Yeah,
because the wildfire, it's proven if they would have cleared the undergrowth and the trees like every other, like all 49 other states, they would have not have had such a problem with the wildfires. Yeah. Because for years they've been, the whoever's in charge of that, like the Department of Natural Resources, they've been like, you guys need to clear this undergrowth. And they're like, no, because they're all tree huggers. No, we can't do that.
It's probably about pollution too from the chainsaw smoke.
Then Then it lights on fire, and everybody's like, oh, it's because of the undergrowth. It's like, yeah, no kidding. Somebody's been telling you that. Now, they're weird about smoke and smog and car exhaust and all kinds of stuff.
Like there. You can
but burn the state down, that smoke is okay.
Right.
You can buy only so many diesel vehicles in the state of California.
Yeah.
And so the only reason why I knew that, because when I worked at Schmidt, a guy lived in California. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but he lived in California, but he had a driver's license in another state, so that way he could legally purchase a diesel vehicle, because you're only allowed to purchase so many diesels within the state of California.
I would believe that.
I could just totally botch up that story, and if I did, I'm sorry. But that's...
Well, it doesn't matter. You don't work there no more.
You didn't give his last name out.
I didn't, no.
What did he look like?
He was a man.
What was his address?
Was he, though? You can't say that no more. You cannot identify somebody as a person.
No. He was pretty glad to see me.
Oh, well, there you go. He was standing in attendance. Well, first of all, you guys would be pleased to know I have added to my arsenal of McDonald's. So,
the war on McDonald's.
The war on McDonald's.
California McDonald's?
Yeah. So I get there. First of all, they're hardcore, the screen order things.
Oh, yeah.
Where you order on the screen. It's like you walk in there and you kind of walk up to the front and they're like, go to the screen. I was like, oh, okay. So you go order at the screen. Anyways, I went through a drive-thru one morning and I said, large decaf coffee. And she goes... first of all, I would like to say I was very proud of them. From the beginning, they got the ice right.
Oh.
No, Joe.
Never had an issue
with
that.
I was about to ask you that.
No. I said large decaf coffee. She goes, we're out of decaf, so we'll just go ahead and make you a regular. I was like, no.
Like,
What?
there's a reason you want decaf.
It's like,
Yeah.
I was like, no. She's like, are you sure? No, we got plenty of regular. Let's just make you regular. I was like, no. Like, decaf, there's a reason. I feel like if I went through and said, I want a regular coffee,
Yeah.
and they said, we're out of regular, would you want a decaf? At that point, I could see that being like
the other way.
yeah, I'll do that, whatever, it's not the same. But there's a reason why I'm drinking decaf.
Yeah.
So you have a heart condition that if you have caffeine, you're gonna have a heart attack.
Yeah.
That would be like somebody, going to the McDonald's and saying, "Hey, I want a Diet Coke," and them saying, "Oh, we're out of that. Is a Coke fine?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, exactly.
It's like, no, I ordered the double Big Mac so that way I could have my Diet Coke.
So, okay, so that's
So that was that.
That's that.
So it kind of evened things out.
It did.
Yeah.
Overall, I was happy with the coffee there. They
Understood drinkability.
They understood drinkability, and I was very pleased that they do not do the potted coffee there at all. Mm-hmm. It's all this instant.
Oh, really?
It's
Probably
all
can't use the word potted out there.
potted. Yeah, you're right. Exactly. Yeah. Everything is done. They got the machine.
I mean, you could.
Carafe.
No.
It's like there's a hopper for decaf and a hopper for regular beans that like instantly grinds the beans.
Oh.
And I would call it more of like an Americano, I think is technically what you would call that. Mm-hmm. So they're getting away from the coffee pots.
This makes me think of, did I ever tell you that story of what Taylor and I's experience at Starbucks together? Have I ever told you that? That's what it makes me think of when you said Americano. So this one time Taylor and I went to Starbucks. Forgive me for going down a rabbit hole, but this one time Taylor and I went to Starbucks, and we're pretty vanilla people. Like, we're just, basic hometown, Florida, Illinois folk. And we go to Starbucks, and Taylor's one of her favorite, she's not really a coffee drinker, but whenever she would, explore that, the only experience that she had was this cappuccino at a Huck's gas station. And so we go to the drive-thru, and we're looking at the menu, and I know what I want because I'm a sensible human being, and I know what I'm talking about. And so she looks at the menu, and she says...
Are you saying she's not sensible?
Not in this case. And so and she looks at the menu, and she's like, oh, a cappuccino does sound really good. And I said, you don't want a cappuccino. That's not what you think it is. This isn't Huck's.
Right.
A cappuccino is different here.
Put a little hair on your chest.
I said, what you want is a latte. That's what you're wanting. And I said, that's what I'm getting. I said, just tell them you want a latte. And she's like, oh, okay. But I think this is the cappuccino that I'm thinking of. And I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy. And so we go up to the drive-thru, and they said, welcome to Starbucks, whatever, what can I brew for you? And Taylor said, she's like, so I think I want a cappuccino, but my husband says it may not be what I think it is.
Oh my God.
And the guy says in the speaker, he's like, do you mean a cappuccino, or do you mean like gas station cappuccino?
Oh,
and I
that's
told
good.
Taylor, I was like, whatever you do not say gas station cappuccino. And she's like, I guess gas station cappuccino. And I'm like,
my God.
people think we're the most beatnik fellas on the face of the planet, and the guy said, well, then you're gonna want a latte.
And you're like, yes.
And I was like,
Yeah.
so I
Do
said,
you think I'm right?
yes. And so so she's like, well, I guess I'll take a latte then. And like, all right, what flavor? And she's like, oh, and she sees that whole list of flavors and syrups that you can put on there, and she's like, oh my gosh, I didn't think about that. Let me think for a second. And she's looking, and she's like, what would be good in a latte? And I'm over here saying, white chocolate, cocoa, vanilla, or caramel, something. And she was like, what about blueberry?
Oh my
And I was like,
gosh.
that sounds awful. What is the matter with you? And she's like, I think I want to try it. So she orders the stinking blueberry latte.
Gross.
And and they're like, okay. And they put it in, and they ask me what I want or whatever. And I shout out the window so she doesn't ruin it for me. I'm like, I want a caramel latte, double caramel. And they're like, oh, okay. Here's a sensible human being.
You've been to
He's been
Starbucks
here.
before.
Yes, and so we go to the front window, we pay for it, we get the coffee or whatever, and she drinks it, and she's like, it's not what I thought it was going to be.
No
And I was
kidding.
like, no crap. That's what I told you.
Oh my God.
And she's like, can I try yours? And I was like,
You'll be trading.
yeah. I was like, I guess. And so she tries it. Guess who ended up drinking the stinking blueberry latte?
I would have thrown that away.
This cat. Well,
You spent like $12.
yeah, we paid good money for it. I wouldn't throw that away.
I like blueberries.
Yeah.
I like
I don't know
blueberries.
if I'd like it in a latte.
Exactly. I like blueberry. I love blueberries.
Yeah.
Blueberry donuts. Oh man, that's my vice. But blueberry lattes.
I like blueberry donuts.
Yeah.
Um.
So, anyways, that's my story. I'm vanilla.
So, what Amber said earlier about the drag bar, I won't. This is kind of a touchy. Probably wouldn't. 2 years ago, I would not
You
have
were
told people
touched?
the story. I wasn't touched. I was close.
Was this your favorite part of your trip?
It's one of them.
Okay.
I
Oh,
find
yeah,
myself in
yeah.
situations like this quite a bit.
Now we know why Mitchell really was there.
Right. So this guy I was working with, he found this place to eat. It was called Mary's Burger or something. You look it up on Google. It's a normal looking place. It's got a good, like, the pictures show burgers and stuff. Great ratings. So we get there. You walk in. It's kind of like an Applebee's in a way, but a little more like there was a.
More like a diner feel?
Well, no.
Okay, I'm trying to picture this.
Let's call it a Friday. You ever been to a Fridays?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, like a Fridays, but they had like painted high heel shoes on a shelf. Like people had painted.
Okay.
I was like, And they're playing like some rap music videos. And I was like,
Like it didn't really fit with the ambiance.
And our waiter, he was gay, which whatever, that's fine. He was cool. And we ordered our food. We're just sitting there, and I was like, I need to go to the bathroom. And I walk out of the eating, like the bar / eating area, and there's this weird little side area that it opens up to that's clearly like a dance floor, and they had some lights going and stuff. Nobody was dancing. And I kind of round this corner, and this lady's standing there with her back to me, wearing a leather lace-up, I don't know is it a corset? Is that what
Corset.
Corset.
Yeah.
With only a thong on. I was like,
Keep talking.
I was like, kind of short. I was like, okay. Oh, I don't, it's LA,
You
I didn't
see
think a whole lot
everything.
about it. Anyways, I'm walking, I'm like, crap, where's the bathroom at? About that time, she turns around and she's like, can I help you? And I was like, yeah. And then I look, it's a dude.
Stop talking.
Yeah.
Like a dude with facial hair or a dude that looked like a girl?
It was a Mexican type dude with shorter hair, wearing a leather top with no sleeves. I'm talking full blown lace up and a black thong. And it was definitely a man. And I was like,
in
oh.
the front is the package.
Yeah, I was like,
With
oh.
the thong in the back. Oh,
I was
gosh.
like, okay. I was like, well.
Did you vocalize your shock?
I did.
Excuse me, where's that? Ooh,
Yeah. I was like,
you're a dude.
I was like, it was clear. My reaction was clear. I was like, yeah, I was like, oh, crap. I was
I'm
thinking,
from
like,
the Midwest.
why did I come over here again? So many thoughts were running through my head, and he goes, he's like, are you looking for the restroom or something? And I was like, yeah, that's what I'm doing.
And then he asked if you needed a battle buddy.
Right. You ever played swords? And he's or she, whatever it was, points down the hallway. He goes, I'm gonna refer to it as a he from now on. He goes, yeah, they're down there. There's 2 bathrooms. We don't recognize sex here, so you go in either one. I was like, fantastic. I go down the hallway, and there's like pieces of white paper taped over the doors.
Oh my gosh.
Where it used to say men and women,
Uh-huh.
and now it says we don't recognize sex. I should have took a picture of it.
You
And I
should
walk
have.
into the one room, and there's 3 or 4 dudes in there putting on their drag outfits,
Nice.
undressed.
Oh, my.
I was like, okay. And I just go out the door, go in the other one. Nobody's in there. And I go in there, and I'm going to the bathroom. So it's like a really quick, like, get it done. I'm standing there peeing. And I hear the door open here, like somebody walking in high heels. I was like, oh, God. And I, like, literally just slammed open the door, walked out of the bathroom. And
Probably didn't even get a chance to button or zip his pants.
No, I made sure that was done. I wasn't sending no mixed signals. And hey, I'm selling hot dogs over here. Anyways, I go and sit down, and that Andy guy I'm with, he's like, I didn't say anything. He's like, "You okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude." I said, "What is this place?" Because he's the one that found it. He's like, "What?" Because that's the thing. You go back up to the seating area.
Why are we here?
And it's like you're in a totally different place.
It's a cover up.
And
it's a front.
I was like, look it up. And he starts looking it up. He's like, what? It's totally fine. He's like, what? And I said, dude, this is a drag bar. Straight up drag bar. And he's like, what? No, it's not. I said, I just seen a Mexican man from the rear thinking it was a woman in a black thong until he turned around.
At least he's in good shape.
Yeah. And we didn't know what to do. So we got our food, ate. And it was actually one of the better meals we had there.
Okay.
That is so funny.
Who made the meal?
We don't know.
The Mexican dude.
Yeah.
Check out who was in the back cooking it.
And we did some more further research on Google. They had like Thursday night drag night.
And that's when you were there.
Yes.
Nice.
So, but it's always drag night there. It's a drag bar. If you when you first look at it and you really dive into it, it's a straight up drag bar.
Yeah. Looking back, you're like, why didn't I realize this sooner?
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, when we walked out, it was clear because it was getting late. We was walking out. There's a guy walking up in a red leather lace-up thing and a padlock chain around his neck.
Nice.
I was like, oh yeah.
He was looking for you.
And here was the thing about it is we didn't have that many good. Yeah, the bathroom's back there. We didn't have that many good experiences food-wise.
Huh? But that was good.
We honestly, we thought several times like it was really good. We should go back there.
Better than Chuck's?
No. This was like Chuck's is the best burger ever, right. But this was like food wise out there. This was like one of the better places to eat, and we contemplated several times like going back. We're like, we can't do that. We can't.
So you're not
They didn't do takeout.
We burned our welcome. Well, I just feel like because it's like we were the only straight people there. Everybody thought we was
that as far as they know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they just thought you were
he was just part of the club. Yeah. It's like
they probably don't even look at anybody in that light though, because you can just be whatever you want to be.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
anyways, that's my drag bar story. So the first time I've been, I got all kinds of stuff to talk about my trip out there. I mean, we got, so everywhere there they have like marijuana dispensaries. It's like going to a freaking Huck's here.
Oh yeah,
they're really nice.
Okay.
And so again, and I was talking to Andy about this a couple days ago about how my life, and everybody by now knows this. There's certain areas of my life that I feel like I have good luck and I can trust people and everything's right, but the other 90% of my life is spent not trusting people for reasons like this. Like I go to the DMV before I go to California and my driver's license expired. And so now in Illinois, they don't give you a new card immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, they give you like the paper one.
They give you a piece of paper and say you'll have your card in 90 days.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this going to be a problem in California? They're like, no. It was nothing but a problem.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Like, we went to a Fridays, and there was only seating was in the bar area, a table at the bar area. And the waiter's like, I just told him, I was having a water. And he goes, okay, I'm going to need to see your ID. I was like, why? I'm drinking water. He's like, well, you're in the bar area. I was like, fine. Handed him, because that's the other thing with Illinois, they take your old card, they punch a hole in it and give it back to you. They're like, hang on to this, and then here's your paper. And I handed him both, and he's like, yeah, I can't take this. Handed him my concealed carry permit. He's like, this isn't a state ID. I said, it says state of Illinois directly on the card.
Right.
Yeah.
No, the only thing that's really valid is a passport at this point. I was like, what? I said, okay, here's the deal. I'm pretty sure a driver's license does not change my age.
Right.
The fact that it's expired.
Yeah.
And why would I be carrying around if it was a fraud or like counterfeit or whatever?
Why too?
I would not be carrying around an expired fake license plate with a hole punched in it. So my age has not changed, and then I have all these other forms of identification proving that here's my age. So it was a constant battle every time I went somewhere. Even buying like chew was a battle.
Wow.
And the final straw was we went to one marijuana store just to see what was going on there, and they didn't bark about it a lot, but then the other ones were like, I don't think so.
Did you ever snap at any of them?
No, I wanted to. By that point, I didn't. It wasn't their faults. It was the people at the like the DMV here in Illinois that I was more mad at, because I wanted to call and be like, remember when you said this wasn't going to be a problem? Well, guess what? It's like been a total pain in my ass.
So we need to get a DMV person in here. As
Oh,
a guest.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
That would be.
Who do you think you are?
Yeah, do nothing but just destroy them on the air.
Or what we should do is get a person from the DMV in here and treat them the way we are treated while at the DMV.
Right.
But you know what? The Salem one, they're pretty nice in there.
They are nice
Yeah.
here. And
They
Floors
isn't bad. Floors isn't
Fairfield,
too bad.
though,
Dude,
that's where all the reject DMV people go. Like they're like you're good material, but you're a little too rough. We're sending you to Fairfield.
that's funny.
You remember?
It's kind of true, though.
That lady, what was her name? Claudia or something that used to work there back in the day. She was the one that was so bad that one time she went on a test drive. Or not a test drive, but a like every once in a while they ran. Yeah, and she was yelling at the person driving, and they got out on the other end of Fairfield and made her get out of the car. Like literally kicked her out of the car.
That is so funny. I never heard that story.
Mm-hmm.
I just know I never experienced the Fairfield DMV because my older brother did, and whenever he got his driver's license, it was a whole ordeal, and it was really bad. And my mom about flipped out on the lady, and then my dad was quickly pointed that there was a sign that said like aggressive behavior could result in an arrest.
Oh, yeah.
And so anyway, so you're like, well, what can you do? And so I never really personally experienced that. I've always just had fairly decent experiences at Flora.
And they set so many rules. Like they also have signs everywhere that says no cell phones out.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, don't cuss, don't yell at us. It's not like there's what other place of business do you think you've ever been to that says if you yell, I think it's normally a given, like if you act like an idiot, we're going to ask you to leave. But does anybody else post that on the wall?
Well, if you have to post that means they're creating a lot of frustration to cause people to yell. So
yes,
exactly.
The problem is not the people, the problem is the system.
Yeah. And even at that, like it would be the whole, every time you go through the DMV, it's like the whole process itself is just like stressful, I guess, with doing the freaking tests every single time and them asking you, all the stinking questions. It's like, why so inquisitive? I'm just here to, I just need a sticker, okay? And so it would be one thing if it was just that, but that on top of the employees at certain DMVs just kind of wraps it all together into this bundle of bleh. I don't like it.
It's like they let you know from the beginning.
This is gonna be
in
bad.
the door. We're gonna make this hell.
Yeah.
Like you don't come in here smiling.
Yeah.
Like because
I'm surprised there's not a sign.
Yeah, don't smile.
No
too
smiling.
Big.
Yeah. Do not act happy. We're not happy. You're not gonna be happy.
Yeah.
The one in Springfield's awesome. Because when I was up there one day, I realized my truck plates was expired. They have a straight up drive-through.
Oh.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Like I pulled up there and they had different lanes for different things, like title transfers this
that's
lane,
cool.
sticker renewals this lane. I pulled up there and I was like, yeah, sticker renewal. They had like cameras, read my plates. Lady came out, put the sticker on my plate, handed her my debit card, and she came back with my receipt and she's like, have a nice day. I was like,
that was amazing.
And can I have a coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost wanted to tip her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could sound.
Okay, now
anyway.
I have some thoughts on something I want to ask you guys about. So, what do you think of when you go to an all-you-can-eat restaurant? What is it that you assume?
You can eat as much as you want.
Okay, Amber.
I don't go because I don't want to sound really crude, but
No, you can sound crude. That's the point of the show.
I mean, white trash people go to the hog trough because oh my gosh, they gotta get it in when they can get it because they might starve tomorrow.
That's true.
I'm accepting of that.
The deprivation mentality that goes to hog troughs.
Yeah, I can't.
Sorry.
I will.
And if you go, people, and you're not that way, I'm not talking to you.
I want to step this up a little bit though. Not a buffet. This is an all-you-can-eat, as in you go and sit down. This is a sushi restaurant. So,
sushi.
Okay.
So you go in and they say it's all-you-can-eat sushi to order. Like you order.
Okay.
Like we're gonna bring as much as you want.
Yeah.
Sushi.
Okay.
This is a nice restaurant. This is not.
Okay.
Okay.
I like to talk about like just a regular Chinese buffet place.
No. So we went to the sushi place. Okay. I'm not a huge sushi fan, but I can deal with it. Walk in there and they're like, it's the all-you-can-eat sushi is whatever it is, $30. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's not bad.
That's not bad.
And he's like, yeah, here's this paper. You fill this out. We bring you some, the sushi. You try it. If you like it, you get some more. If you want to get something else, you order something else.
Like that when you like mark the little.
Yeah.
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 I'm like, oh, cool. So we marked a bunch of stuff that we want to try. And what he failed to mention was several things. One, it's not. We was imagining like a sample, like 2 pieces, like 4.
They brought you out a whole friggin' roll.
Yeah. So they start bringing out plate after plate after plate.
It's
a table about
so
this size.
Funny.
And we had to get creative with stacking the plates because we got appetizers, spring rolls,
Oh my gosh.
clams, or not
You
clams,
should've
oysters.
Fed the whole restaurant.
Are you saying this whole meal was $30?
Yeah, that's what we thought. We were like, oh, well. And so they bring it out there.
That's what we thought.
So the guy keeps bringing the plates, and we was like, hey, dude, like, we thought this was like a sample. Like, you just stop with the food because we're not going to be able to eat what we got. He's like, well,
We can't.
we actually have a policy here that we charge 75 cents per slice of food that is not eaten.
Oh my gosh.
And I said,
You think he would have noticed and said something
yeah.
about it before?
Like when we marked
that point.
Yeah.
freaking 10 rolls.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, well, then how's that all you can eat? He's like, well, that's our policy. I said, so I was like, we hadn't even started eating, so I was like, I feel like I'm like my mom is getting ready to scold me if I don't finish my dinner, and I'm sitting here paying for this meal.
Even if you took them home, you have to.
No, you
okay.
cannot. It's it was an additional. How much was it? It was like $10 to get a carry-out box.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like, here you go. We were like, it ruined the meal. It was over.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, we're just gonna sit here and conquer this. Of course, I ate 1 roll, and I was like,
done.
I was like, I'm done. And I had all kinds of thoughts going through my mind. I've never dined and dashed, but I was like, okay. I said,
Dine and dash.
I said, here's what we're doing. I said, we're gonna dine and dash. And he was like, yeah, we're going to. Definitely, this is ridiculous. And I honestly would not have felt bad because I was like, they should have, like, this should have. You cannot call this an all-you-can-eat.
Yeah.
He should have
Even at
clarified
that,
it.
a lot of restaurants where they have sort of rules and stuff like that, or a way they do things, a lot of times they'll start by saying, have you ever been here before?
Yes. Right.
I don't think that's too much to ask of saying, have you ever been here before?
Right. Yeah, because we would have obviously have gotten like 2 rolls and we're like, let's try this.
Was
but
the waiter in his 20s or 30s?
he was in his 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we were going to dine and dash, but we decided we couldn't do that because I literally kind of scoped out the area for cameras. And we were parked front and center in front of the front door.
Nice.
And I was like, that ain't going to work. And then...
The fact that you knew to scope it out.
Right.
Your devious mind.
Yeah. Well, right.
Well, either that or that just shows like how much he wanted to get out of the situation.
Because we honestly we were thinking like we're not even
funny.
gonna touch the food. I'm like, listen, it was a mistake. Here's $25, $30 cash. We're out. But then I had the idea.
So here's what I'm thinking. No, go ahead, finish your story.
Because I bet it's what I was thinking about doing. I found out that the bathroom was only like 20 feet from my table. I was like, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cram my mouth with as much of this as I can. I want to go to the bathroom, spit it out. I'm going to walk back to the table, do it again, and just keep doing it. And we decided quickly that was not a reasonable effort.
Oh my gosh.
That is freaking hilarious. That's not all I was thinking.
It is. I'm just picturing it.
Yeah, I was gonna do it, and then it was like finally the waiter came around. I was like, "Listen, I just laid it out. Like, this ain't cool, man." They ended up charging us like $10 extra. Was all like, because
That ain't bad.
seriously, we would have been like raped, like
$75 for Or more?
Oh, I don't even know. It was like, because we had, like I said, we had spring rolls. We had, I mean, it was 2 or 3 different appetizers alone, and we had mounds of sushi.
What they define as a slice?
Like they gave you a roll and diced it.
Oh.
Do you use how do you say, wasabi?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Doesn't that just like...
It clears my sinuses. It's so good.
It's like a good feeling.
Yeah, and I use a lot of it. I get like a little annoyed that they bring me like a pea size. It's like, wait a minute, you just brought us 10 rolls of sushi. Like, bring on the wasabi if I'm going to sit here and eat this.
My thought behind it was what I would do. I would go in and ask them to pay me for eating all of their unate slices.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You should have pulled out a badge that said, I'm a food critic with such and such magazine.
There you go.
Now I'm going to write you up for being...
Man, I need one of those. That's a genius idea. Why don't I have one of those?
The thing is like... The thing is like, why... What are you planning on doing with the sushi that isn't eaten?
Yeah.
And stop calling it an all-you-can-eat.
Yeah.
Like, do not do that no more.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Have you ever seen it?
Now I'm like gun
California.
shy. Now I'm gun shy. Like, I'm afraid to go to McDonald's and like order and dine in, and like, are they retaining my debit card information? If they like, hey on, he didn't eat all that,
fries.
you know? They're gonna. I mean, literally, it's the same concept.
Yeah.
I mean, not finishing
Now
your
you're
food.
giving everybody ideas, so...
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. Now a restaurant's gonna start and say, the meal is free, but we're gonna charge you for whatever you don't eat.
Yeah.
All you can eat or whatever.
Now,
I usually get dirty looks when I go to all you can eat places because they're like, all you can eat don't mean all you can stay. Stay for an hour.
You do the buffets.
You
don't
eat, you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm not judging you.
I have been.
well,
you may judge me at this. I have been given dirty looks from staff members at.
You heap it up, don't you?
No, I just keep going. And it's
you're a maniac with food, though.
Yeah.
There is just nothing grosser than guys that eat a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's
that's
just
okay.
not appealing.
That's all right.
Andy-
It's right up there with laziness.
Andy is
Guys,
an endless pit. How you do not weigh how you're not on a 600-pound life is beyond me. Because I've never seen anybody consume as much food, or your dad. I don't even know about Miles, how much food he can consume.
I know he can consume a decent amount.
Let's have a high metabolism.
Yeah, George eats to this day
We eat a lot.
crazy. And he always has looked great. They all look fine.
Yeah. Asian thing.
I
Yeah.
don't know about that.
Pack it
but
away.
China. Now, that's interesting. I would like to see a study on that. Chinese versus Koreans versus Japanese. Like, is the metabolism about the
How
same?
much they can eat? I don't know.
Because I had a theory once as to why people of your nature were so skinny all the time. It was because of the chopsticks. Because I get so pissed off using chopsticks.
Oh, really?
I'm like, well, they just get mad at the end of it. I mean, no wonder they're skinny. They can only take little bites at a time. That was my theory.
You don't know how to use chopsticks then?
I do. I had to use them at the stupid sushi restaurant.
To eat slower then. It's probably something with eating slower because I think it's 20 minutes into eating your appetite kicks or stops. So then you feel full. So when people eat fast, they're not giving it enough time. So eating
That's actually
slow,
what it is.
you won't eat as much.
Very interesting.
Here's my problem is that sometimes food, I love food, man. And food.
It's not a bad thing. Well,
I mean, I love food. Like some people like eat to survive. Like I eat because I like to. Like I like the way food tastes, and so, anyways, if I taste something that's just really good, it's like, oh man, if I don't eat another bite, I may never get to eat this again.
You're stuck in the oral stage.
I guess.
now
Oral gratification.
While we're on the subject
A little
of,
psychology there.
did you say oral gratification?
Yeah,
Yes, but I'm talking about it in the Freudian psychology.
That didn't sound good.
Of course not.
Freud was
You're
a
two
perv.
guys.
So
I know. He
while
was.
while we're on this, though, another interesting thing I noticed, which music in restaurants is common, but you ever ate anywhere and the music is overpowering?
If I walk in a restaurant and the music's too loud, I leave because it's too much stimulation for me.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, either turn the music down or I'm leaving.
Well, like out there...
You are going to lose one customer if you don't turn down this music now.
I have actually asked them, can you maybe turn the music down a little bit?
Are you also one of the people that ask them to turn the air down?
I've asked to be moved. Can I move me to a place where the air's not blowing straight down on me?
Are you a may I speak to your manager type of woman?
I have been in the past.
So several restaurants in LA were so loud that at one point I found myself almost laughing at how loud it was, me trying to order. I thought it would be fun for us to kind of simulate this.
Okay, they're probably trying to hide the drag queen thing in the back.
They might be, but it was like...
Okay.
Let's pretend like I'm a waiter.
All right.
And Andy and Amber walk in, so it's loud. You can't hear anything, and so all right. So, ma'am, sir, go ahead and have a seat.
Yeah.
And what are you drinking today, sir?
You got any club soda?
What's that?
Got any club soda? Club soda.
Diet Coke.
Got any club soda?
No Sprite.
Not Sprite, club soda.
Okay, no, yeah, all right, Sprite with lime. It is. You, ma'am.
Do you have a list, like a menu I can look at, so I can see what you guys have?
No. What's that?
Do you have a menu of drinks that I could read to know what you have?
Oh, she gave you a menu when you was waiting up front. Thank you for that. Okay, so what about appetizers?
I have a question about the drinks.
Yeah, I wanted club soda. I said, you guys.
I thought you weren't drinking soda anymore.
It's club soda. There's a difference. This isn't about you and me. This is about me and him right now.
I can't hear a damn thing in here.
It's usually about how that goes.
Yeah.
That would be my frustration level with that. Wow.
Yeah. No, so you were actually frustrated just then.
I was. And I'm hot right now because I want to reach over there and...
What's funny is what started as an argument, it was us against them, him, and then you was like, you're not drinking soda anymore, and I'm like, it's not soda, there's a difference. This isn't about us.
Oh, man.
Didn't even get to order the meal.
Well...
Yeah. I had 5 billion questions.
That's funny.
I could tell you was legitimately getting mad. Not just kidding.
Have you ever...
I scared you.
I always wait till somebody does this whenever... it always happens at different restaurants when you drink water, and they immediately assume that you want more, so they pour, and they reach over you and they pour it. Mm-hmm. I wait till they do that, and I like flip out on them. I'm like, don't pour over me.
Oh my God. They're not supposed to technically pour over you though, right?
I don't know.
The funny thing is when they come up and your glass is 3/4 full, would you like some more water? I have 3/4 of thing of water. Yeah. Or it's empty and they say, would you like some more water? Just fill it. You don't ask. You just do it.
But the reason why they do that though is because some people, like I know a couple people that they base a good waiter or waitress on how often they fill up their drink, and so it's just safer for them to just keep them coming.
Keep it above a half, but if it's almost full, don't come ask me if I want more water.
Well, and another thing is like when there's a big group of people and they start recruiting everybody to pass everybody's glasses.
Yeah, it's like that's your job.
It's like all of a sudden you're sitting there eating, so I'm eating, and they're like, oh, sir, it's like, pass your glass down. And then it's like, okay. And then I take her glass and, okay, here, yep, there we go.
Take one down, pass it around.
Yeah. Anyways, gosh, that
what
was
if you just said no?
There's all kinds of restaurant stories you can...
What if you had just been like, no, I'm not doing that. It's your job.
Yeah. Or just look at them and then just go back to what you was doing. Yeah. Go back to your food. Like, no, I don't think so.
Or they come and they try to take your plate when you're not even done eating. Like I've had my mouth or my fork going in my mouth, and there's still a little bit on my plate, and they come and they go, "Oh, are you finished?
You still working on that?"
Yeah,
that's what I love.
What the heck's that supposed to mean?
Still working? Yeah, there's still stuff on my plate.
It should literally be a thing of like things that are said at restaurant. Nothing sounds more like grotesque than when they like come up to you and they're like, "Yeah, you still working on that?"
like this is a job?
Don't say that.
Yeah,
like it's hard to work.
On a bone or something.
That's so funny.
Don't say that.
It's like how we could hear you, chewing all the way over there. We was, wanting to make sure you was
still
done.
Enjoying your meal.
Yeah,
would be a better way to say it.
Yeah. Or they bring you your food and you just put the first bite in. They walk by. How's that tasting for you tonight?
It's like, well, I'm about to put it in my mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you not see me chewing a bite right now?
Yeah, because they get too overpowering. Because it's like the waiter or waitress will come by and ask you how's the food treating you.
And you're like, here we go.
Yeah, all right. And then you take another bite and here comes the manager. How's your guys' experience tonight? Well, it'd be great if I could just
experience it.
And then I'll tell you.
The experience would be great if I could experience it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now
it's good to be laughing again.
It is
on this show. Yeah, missed it.
So Amber,
what?
I would like for your input on homeless people. So
why?
Well, while I was over there, I walked out of a place. I had a chicken sandwich, and there's a homeless guy. Homeless people in LA is legit. Holy cow!
Like squirrels in Florida.
Yeah, it's like
they've adapted.
Right. There's like the amount of homeless, like a very large majority of the homeless people in LA are employed.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The cost of living there is just so bad. There's legit homeless tent camps. Mm-hmm. And it don't matter where you're at. You could be walking down, Sunset Boulevard, places like that. There's tents, people in tents on the boulevard.
Wow.
And
do you think any of them are there by choice?
I think a lot of them are people that tried to make it out there, whether that was a movie star or whatever, and they're just stuck there. Some of it would be probably by choice, but
I
didn't know if it was
choice,
like,
well, honestly, everything.
Honestly
by choice.
I didn't know if it was like a Christopher McCandless type situation.
Like they actually just want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say there's some of those, but
choosing that lifestyle.
Yeah.
And
have you seen that movie? It's a really good movie.
What movie?
Into the Wild. It's based on a true story.
I believe I've seen it.
I don't know. I don't think so.
It's a great movie.
Where was I going with this?
Homeless people.
You wanted my opinion.
I gave a guy I asked him if he was hungry. He was sitting off. My thing with homeless people, if they're like sitting off to the side and I could tell they're homeless, I walked up and was like, hey man, you hungry? He's like, yeah. I gave him that sandwich. And this is not a, oh, look at me thing. But I got to thinking, because all the time people are like, don't give money to them. They're going to buy alcohol. They're going to buy cigarettes. And my argument has always been, it's not up to me. I did the act of giving them money.
Yeah.
Or a sandwich.
Yeah.
And even church people say this, you don't give them money.
You're supposed to give to the poor, accept money. You don't give money to the poor.
Right. Exactly.
That's
and it's like, well, they're just going to go and buy alcohol and cigarettes. And it's like, you know what?
That's a very judgmental statement, too.
It's very judgmental. And who gives a shit? Because honestly, if sitting down with a quarter pint of bourbon is going to help that guy have a halfway decent night and go to bed easier than he normally does, good for him.
Yeah, because who's sitting there with him, like, loving on him?
Yeah, and
nobody.
I would say, that's a statement like that is totally contradictory to the thought of grace that Christians talk about, because the whole point of it is you're getting something that you didn't deserve, even though chances are you're going to mess up again.
I like that.
And so it's like, well, they're just gonna waste it. It's just gonna be a wasted gift, or whatever. And it's like, isn't that what grace is?
Or take it a step farther and ask them, what do you need right now?
Yeah.
It's like people are intimidated or scared. Ask them a question first.
Yeah.
What do you need?
Most of them will say food.
Yeah.
Some will just come out and save money. If one of them came up to me and said, I went up to him and said, hey, what does he need, man? If he's like, man, I really just want a pack of Marlboro Lights and a 24-ounce beer.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, cool.
Let's go.
No problem.
A lot of them will say, I'm needing to get to such a place. I need money for a train ticket or a bus ticket. So you can take them to the bus station and get their ticket.
Yeah.
One of my favorite pastors wrote a book, and he was talking about how their church is a lot different from other churches. When he's told a story about this guy that he invited to go to church, I believe the guy was homeless. If not, he was very impoverish, type lifestyle. And the guy said he wouldn't go to church because he couldn't drink beer and he couldn't wear his hat. And he said, come wearing what you want and we'll get you a beer. And so they bought him a beer, and he took it, and he had there was a picture that he posted, I think, on Instagram or whatever, of the guy, and he had his hat on, and they got him a beer, and he got in a lot of, like, there's a lot of people that frowned upon that, and he's like, our job isn't to judge these people, our job is to just love on them. Yeah. And so it's, it's not like
beer or like 12 donuts. I mean, really.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's churches give them away for free. You know what I mean? And so anyways, what are your thoughts on all that, Amber?
On all of that?
Well, the idea of why some people think you should not give them money because they're just going to buy alcohol or cigarettes, and then the idea of people like us who say, who really cares, you did your part, if they want to go spend it on hookers and cocaine, then that's fine.
Yeah, I think it's a personal choice. Who you choose to give what to doesn't matter if they're labeled a homeless person or your niece or nephew. I mean, you could give your relative money and they could go spend it on something stupid and it be a waste.
Right.
Versus a homeless person might go, like you said, get a drink.
Yeah.
But it's not your issue.
Yeah.
But I think every like city and the cultural difference too of homelessness gets stigmatized, and then people just lump it all together. Versus, like I said, just ask them what they need.
Now,
like in the Midwest, you see a lot of them standing on the side of the interstates at exit signs saying "need to work." And they've got their dog with them and their backpack.
Right.
Need money for, need work.
Yeah.
You see that a lot. So it's different here than somewhere like
or someone
LA.
Have a sign that says "won't kill you."
Well, there's a homeless guy.
Try.
There's a homeless guy in Vegas. We stopped through Vegas on our way back, and they like allow homeless people to stand. It's weird. They like paint circles on the sidewalks. And they can stand there and try and earn money. And a lot of them just got creative and made signs. Like one guy said, my wife left me for my best friend. God, I'm going to miss him. And he was clearly homeless, but people were just giving him money. It was hilarious.
People respond to that sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like when I was telling you about that Kickstarter that guy started about wanting to make a potato salad. He was trying to raise $5 to make a potato salad. Dude raised like $50,000 for the stinking potato salad.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Wow. People respond to that sort of thing.
It's like an entertainment almost.
Yeah.
Have you ever picked up a hitchhiker, Amber?
Yes, in a roundabout way. Not by myself, since I'm a female, but there's been a couple times that if they're homeless and I just have that feeling inside to help them, then. But my thing has been, I will have them like, go meet me up at the store, and then I'll check and I'll come back and then take somebody with me. I've done that before. I mean, haven't done this a lot, but just to kind of feel them out and not ever be alone. And
now, maybe you don't want to talk about this on the air, but I want to ask you anyways about the home. What?
I'm like,
What are you telling me about a homeless person at your house or something?
Yes. No, this precious guy, I love homeless guys. So he was along the side of the road, and I could tell he wasn't quite right. So probably some mental health issues. This was years ago. So he's one that I said, well, where are you going? I always ask tons of questions, like feel them out, see if they're legit, what their needs are. So I could tell he had not had a bath forever.
How?
Just the smell and the look and the dirty clothes.
Did you bathe him?
Please tell me you did.
No. But he did end up coming to our house, and he was in the bathtub. It was like a little kid almost, his mentality, like for hours, singing, splashing. He was a schizophrenic. He was in his early 20s, and he just wanted to call his mom and dad. He hadn't talked to them for like 3 months, so we had him call him. And
what does schizophrenic actually... I don't have any experience with that, so I don't know. I mean, I kind of have an idea as to what that is, but...
A lot of what you'll notice is the bizarre behavior. Talking to themselves, just some odd behaviors. I don't know all the criteria.
They're short-circuiting in a way.
Kind of, yeah. They all need, most of them need medicated, but a lot of homeless are schizophrenics.
You think that they were, that's interesting. Do you think that they were schizophrenics before, and that's why they're homeless?
Yes, because their families can't take care of them, or they get ousted or they can't get help. I don't know. I was thinking this guy came from like Kentucky with his mom and dad were probably related. That's probably what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I think, because I talked to his mom on the phone. She wasn't quite right either. So felt bad. But we got him on down the road, and he was clean.
Do you think this was like a kissing cousins family?
It could have been, and they were from Kentucky.
Oh my God. You can't say that anymore, okay?
Oh, you can't?
No, you can't identify male and female.
Yeah.
But
and no more Kentucky jokes.
You can't stigmatize Kentucky. Arkansas, then.
Arkansas.
Wayne County.
Wayne County.
Hey, now. It's what's funny is whenever Taylor and I got married, when we went to the courthouse to get our marriage license, they asked us if we were related, and I'm like, that really kind of says something about the community you're in, don't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's funny too is when we was dating in high school, we're related. Taylor and I aren't related at all, but because of the area we grew up in, we're related to a lot of the same people, but on different sides. And so there's this one group of people, and it was really weird to see them at my family event, and Taylor was like, I'm related to those people. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Small community.
Yeah. It's like Louisville.
Yeah.
Everybody in Louisville is related. I don't care.
But with the homeless or hitchhikers, whatever, it's interesting when you stop and talk to them, the things that you learn.
Yeah.
I just enjoy talking to people.
Well,
what's their story? Why are you here? What got you here?
It's like the 60-year-old guy that works at Lowe's. You want to take your kids up to him and be like, man, what happened?
Yeah, why are you 60
what happened?
at Lowe's?
Why are you throwing 2x4s at Lowe's when you're 60? It's supposed to be kind of a joke. You guys took me
I thought he was being serious.
I don't know. Yeah.
No, I have a hitchhiker story.
Okay.
Were you?
I feel the same way about fast food. Older people that work in fast food, I want to take my kids and be like, what happened? What happened in your life?
Oh, yeah, I get what you're saying.
But then the other side of that is something did happen. At least they're doing something.
I know it is. I would never do that, by the way.
Okay.
I mean, I've thought about it, obviously, but I have a hitchhiking experience. It was actually coming into Salem here.
Did you hitchhike?
No.
Have you ever hitchhiked?
No.
Okay.
I have.
Have you?
I honestly have. But go on.
I was about to Iuka, and there's a guy with like a briefcase and a duffel bag by Iuka.
Recently?
No, this has been probably 3 or 4 years ago. Actually, that's been more like 7 or 8 years ago. I don't know why. I pulled over, and I was like, throw the duffel bag in the back of my truck. And it's like, well, he wanted to hang on to his briefcase. So I was like, fine. Got in the front seat. Acted weird the whole way to Salem. Kept like, he was wearing a coat, and he kept like sticking his hand in his coat and stuff. And I was like, hey, man, like, I would feel more comfortable if
your hands were out of your...
let's just sit normal.
Hands where I can see them, okay?
Yeah, like, I don't want to be cop, like, and he's, and then he just started, like, kind of talking out of his head.
Yeah.
And being weird.
He's probably on drugs.
Yeah, and then he kind of kept doing the coat thing, and I pulled over outside Salem, and he's like, I need to go down towards the interstate. And I was like, nah, man. I said, this is kind of where we're getting. This is where it's stopping. And I said, I got some stuff I got to do. And he goes, he started getting kind of aggressive. I was like, no, this is where we're stopping. It was out by IGA. So this is where we're stopping. And he was kind of throwing a fit. And I was like, I literally just pulled over, unlocked the door. I was like, okay, get out.
Bye.
He gets out, and, he gets his duffel bag out of the back. And I get going down the road and look in my mirror, and he's back there, like, jumping up and down, screaming, like, chasing me. And I look down at my passenger seat, and in the floorboard is this briefcase, and I just kept going.
Oh, my gosh. Did he have his drugs in there? Did you look?
No.
You should have looked.
I threw this briefcase away, didn't even look. That whole story was just made up.
Oh, my gosh. Because I'm thinking,
how good?
Poor guy.
Was it good? Pretty
yes,
good.
You did good. You're a good liar.
I had you on the edge.
Pretty good.
All right, Andy, you hitchhiked once? Is this a truth or a lie?
This is the truth.
Amber, from now on, when I start talking, she's going to be like, okay.
No, I can't trust you anymore.
This is a true story.
I have a game we can play with the lies.
I only tell true stories.
Yep.
And so, except for the ones that aren't.
Right.
This is a true story. One time, my brother was supposed to take me somewhere. He got mad, and he said, you know what, find your own way. And he left without me. And I didn't have my driver's license, so I had to hitchhike to get to where I was going. Thankfully, it was
Wait a minute.
Did you have your thumb out?
Start over, because I want to make sure I'm following this right.
All right. So, it was before I got my driver's license, so I'm probably like 15 at the time, and my older brother and I got into this big argument, and he decided that he just wasn't going to drive me wherever it was I needed to go, and he said, you know what? You go find your own way then. And he just left without me. And so there I am, standing in the middle of nowhere, literally trying to figure out how I'm going to get to
Were you scared?
my destination. I was a little scared. And so, of course, it wasn't nothing I wasn't prepared for. I've been in Boy Scouts. And so, I started walking, and I was like, you know what? I'll just hitchhike. And so I literally stuck my thumb out as I'm walking, and I wait for cars to come by, and I stuck my thumb out, waiting for them.
That's how you met Taylor?
No. And so...
That's how you met your real dad?
No. What actually happened was a friend of mine's mom saw me walking with my thumb out, and she's like, what the heck are you doing out here? And I was like, it's just a long story, but I need a ride. And she's like, well, hop in. And she was going to the same place I was, so she's going to does
that really count for hitchhiking if somebody you know picks you up?
I did it just coincidentally. Somebody I knew picked me up.
Okay, I guess so. You did have your thumb out.
Yep.
And the angel stopped and picked you up.
Yeah.
So my thought is, when's the last time you seen an Asian hitchhike?
Yeah,
I don't know that I've ever seen an Asian hitchhike.
Go to Asia.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Usually just white Caucasian men.
So,
that's how I can find a date. Let's go drive around
Hitchhiking?
For a hitchhiker. No, let's find a hitchhiker.
You know what's funny is earlier you said that you love homeless men. But even more before that, you said you was disgusted by men who eat a lot. So basically, from what I'm gathering, is you are attracted to homeless men, but you are disgusted by men who can afford to eat as much as they want.
It's a discipline issue.
Gives the argument for more
homeless people are more disciplined
to not eat. They have more ability to endure discomfort. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, it is a little uncomfortable if you eat enough. There is some discomfort
just
there.
Impulse control issues. You can't stop, then don't start.
I find myself getting hungry and I'll eat. It's
Tell it
rare
with diarrhea.
I find myself often, not often, not as much as I used to, but I used to when I was younger. I would overeat and then feel like crap, but I was just okay with it. Mm-hmm. Now I am more cautious. Like I make sure I don't overeat because I hate the way I feel if I overeat.
There's a couple reasons people do. Sometimes they can't even feel. Like some people can't feel when they've hit that point. And,
like that's me.
And it's that's honestly.
Like I don't get. Some people get sick if they eat too much. I don't.
If you don't have that.
Yeah, I just get groggy and tired, and my stomach hurts.
Yeah. Or there's the deprivation theory of if you grew up deprived a lot and you had to kind of fight for your meal, or you never had enough or didn't know what's coming, then as an adult, a lot of people just don't know how to stop. So
that makes sense. Honestly, it could just be an Asian thing. I've just always tried to clean my plate. And so if I happen to, like, I see a lot of times, like, if you go with me to, like, a Chinese buffet, I never leave food on the plate for them to pick up. I always try and make sure that there's food on there, or I always try and make sure that the food's all gone. And it's just something I've always, I don't know, like, I feel really weird about not leaving.
But did you grow up being taught clean your plate?
Not necessarily. So my mom's policy was if she made my plate, then I could leave food on the plate because I didn't choose what I was eating. But if I made it, then I had to eat all of it. So, I mean, I guess kind of, but...
All goes back to what you believe about food.
I mean, I just love food. That's just at the end of it.
Talk a lot about food in restaurants today.
We did.
Yeah.
Good thing is you don't have to worry about the food side, the physical side of it with you and your family genes and all that.
You say that more.
But Andy's larger than both of us.
I am. So
I mean, he doesn't look large, like overweight.
I hear that a lot. I feel like I look humongous.
Does your mom say that you're big boned? It's just like the worst thing your parents say.
My mom says I'm beautiful. It's like whenever you was in grade school and a girl, or not even grade school, but like high school, and girl was like, "Oh, you're so cute." It's like, I don't want to be freaking cute. I want to be sexy. So don't call me cute.
It's like, why can't we
like
bring
your
body
brother is cute?
You got to work out if you want to be sexy.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to body shaming? Like that was a thing for a very short time. I feel like it was a good thing.
Yeah.
Like
bring it back.
Yeah, bring back the body shaming. All right, well, we're gonna bring this one home. It's
good to be back.
It's great to be back, and share the show with a friend, family, coworker, anybody that you run into.
Homeless guy.
Homeless people. Pick up a homeless person, turn them on the show.
Take a chance with the hitchhiker. You only live once.
And here's the thing, real quick
live much longer.
Pay it forward.
The show's free. We keep it free for everybody, and just sharing it helps us out. It gets us. We've grown tremendously. We got big things planned for the show, and just continue to share it, and helps us out and helps other people out, because this is the whole point of the show, is honest people having some fun,
laughing,
saying what we want when we want.
Yeah.
And there's no reason not to share it, because
don't ruin the party.
Good. Yeah, don't share it. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Visit misunderstoodpodcast.com. Like us on Facebook, all the forms of social media, and you can download all of our shows on your favorite podcasting platform. Now, we're going to go and wrap this up. I'm Mitchell Buds.
I'm Andy Thomason.
Amber Wyrick.
And everybody stay safe.
Sweet dreams.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Now, who's hot, who not? Tell me who rock, who sell out in the stores. You tell me who flop, who cop the blue drop, who jewels got blocks, who mostly Dolce down to the two drop. The same old pimp, Mace, you know ain't nothing changed but my limp. Can't stop till I see my name on the blimp. Guarantee me yourself.